Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Karen, and this is Let It Be Budgets. If you're new here, I'm a retired nurse on a fixed income. My husband has a small business, and he has a varied income, and we use a hybrid cash budgeting system. Today I'm going to do my budget for the month of August and my cash planning, because I do cash stuffing for my variable expenses and my sinking funds and savings. So I'm going to go ahead and start. The first thing I do is complete my calendar. This is what I go by, basically. I go by my budget, but for quick reference, everything is available to me on my calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. I'm not like a planner, never really was. So I don't use, I don't know, a lot of people use this Happy Planner and clutter it all up. I don't mean clutter, but they like to put different stickers and everything on it to reflect them. I don't. I like things that are plain, very simple. I guess the way I worked all my life, it was short, sweet, and to the point. So kind of that's where I come from. And being retired, I was a nurse. We lived on a clipboard. We didn't have computers. Well, computers came in towards the end of my nursing, but basically I lived on a clipboard. So I have always lived on a clipboard for my budgeting. 17, 18, 20. And we have 31 days again this month. So, okay. So basically here, I know tomorrow my husband's getting paid, and he said he should get about 800, so I'm going to write that in just because I know it. So that'll work. And I always kind of highlight them in this pink kind of color just to highlight it. And I get paid on the third Wednesday every month. And I think I'm just going to write 560. 1560. I don't know, because we had gotten a raise, but then they raised the cost of my insurance, and my insurance is taken out before I get it, so I never know exactly how much I'm going to have. I can't win. I just have my estimate. And so these are the two I know. Also, and I do my budgeting on a monthly basis. I pay my bills twice a month, in the beginning of the month and in the end, at the middle of the month when I get paid. So what I pay towards the first of the month, these bills are usually due by the 9th and the 10th. So I just write them down like for the first week. It doesn't matter really. Mortgage. So I have my mortgage, I have my city card, I have AM fund, I have my water bill comes at the beginning of the month, and Golden Rule, which is insurance for my husband. Alright, so those are the bills that I pay the first couple weeks of the month, first 2 weeks of the month. The second week of the month, I have a hospital bill that comes out. I have my car payment, Honda. I have Washington National. Another insurance. I have my electric. my gas, my phone. I have Kinetic, that's my Wi-Fi, and I have NGLIC, that's new, and that is our, we pre-arranged for funeral arrangements and stuff, and this is the payment on that. So that's what we have going there. Also at the, on the bottom, I keep notes, and this is where if I have anything coming out that's like from my annual or biannual expenses, I'll put those in here. If we need to check on something because I'm questioning the cost of it or whatever, I'll put my notes. And I know on my clipboard I have a little yearly calendar at a glance. It's real messy, but in here just tells me when my annual and biannual payments, what month they're doing. We have one in August, and this is George's car registration. So I know that's due this month, and that money's I have like a bucket for all my annual and biannual sinking funds. So those can be settled. So this is what I work off of, and it is very effective for me. I don't go through and just worry about what days, because I just pay my bills online. So I'm kind of maybe a little bit lazy that way. All right, so before I do this, I have a couple more sheets of paper I want to fill out. All righty. So I also, since last April, I track all my expenses. Not my fixed expenses, but all my variable expenses. So this is for August 2025, Karen. Okay. There we are. And on the bottom here, I put a note. I have QVC. I have 2 more payments on that. And that comes out of miscellaneous, so that's why I put it on here. I have my ink. That, to me, that's like a miscellaneous expense. And I think that's $9. I can't remember. No, that's $6. I'll look at on my expense tracker and see what I got there. And I also have I have my ink, and I have one more. What the heck was it? Oh, my Netflix. I don't have to have Netflix, but I want it, so I take that out of my miscellaneous. Expenses. I have a certain amount of money we can use for anything, and that's part of it. So my ink is $6 a month. My Netflix is $9 a month, and my QVC, I bought some shoes, so I owe $80 more on that. So but that's $40, and this is the second one. All right, and that comes out of my miscellaneous also. All right, so there's my expense tracker, and on Saturdays when I do my weekly check-in, I go through my expense tracker and stuff and try to catch up on how I'm doing. And this is part of my weekly check-in. All right. Now this is my budget sheet, and this is for August. $20.25. Okay, I have my income. Since I do not do zero-based income, zero-based budgeting, I cannot do that. I have to have money in the bank in like a buffer because of the irregularity in way my husband is paid very frequently. So I can't do zero. But I do try to assign the monies that we have a job so that's not just sitting around. And it seems to be effective. So I do have a rollover. And we are now at the end of the last day of the month. So I know that my rollover is going to be $9.40. And I round everything to the nearest dollar on my budget sheet. And I don't worry about the cents because that can just stay in the checking account as a buffer. So I know that I always say my husband's going to get 2 checks a month. So, and then I get my check, I know. So it'd be like $15.50. It's not exactly right. I think it's $15.60. I know it just changed. I can't remember it. And then there's space here if we have any other monies coming in. And then I just monitor my fixed expenses, and that's my mortgage. And that is $778 per month. And funds, that's $50. My water bill, I just round this up. This month it was $35, but I just put $40 because I never know exactly what it's going to be. And golden rule is 51. And then like sewer is paid every other month, so I don't have a sewer bill this month, but the hospital will come out, and that's $35 a month that comes out. That covers co-pays. This is what essentially it's been. It's been a copay for a medication that I have to have, and they preferred that I just did it this way. So they do it. They just do it because I'm going to be on this medication for the rest of my life. So that's basically what this is for. And sometimes if I can't get my copay paid, you know, to the when you go in for your appointment, I usually pay my copay then it'll go on there also. So far, very lucky with this. I'm very thankful. So Washington National is 82. Honda, 397. My electric, my electric was 74, but I just budget out $125 a month because with the air conditioner and how hot it's been, I don't know what my electric bill is going to be. Hopefully it'll stay under this $125. I'm praying. And then my gas is, I'm on a budget. So for 3 months, my budget increased to $111, and this will be my last $111, and then I'll go back down to $84 because I'm at $84 usually a month. But this covered the overage on my plan, so that worked well. And my phone, I'm gonna do some investigation. I think I'm gonna change my phone, and I don't think I work on Wi-Fi here at home, so I don't need the data plans. I don't need the high unlimited data. I don't do enough. I don't run everywhere. I'm not all over talking on my phone. So I think I might check into getting one with a low data plan, maybe a gig or something. So I'm going to see. So you may see some changes in this because this is, we pay $120 a month usually on that. And then my Kinetic, that is my Wi-Fi, is $84 a month. And then the new one here is NGLIC. I have to get used to writing that. And this is automatically withdrawn. I just made a note to myself. And that is $99 a month. But my life, remember I told you we stopped the life insurance because it doubled because of the ages. And then I'm almost 70. It was like, you're not getting it. You're not going to be able to afford it. So what we did, we just went ahead and did prepayment. And that's costing us the same amount as what our insurance, life insurance used to. And that's the way we'll go. So, okay, so these are the bills for the month. And then I have my variable expenses. I do my groceries, my pet, miscellaneous, personal, that's mine. That's like to get my hair cut. I get, like if I want a pedicure or whatever I want. You know, that like I'm in with my Red Hat group and we go out to lunch and we do different things, and then I utilize that money for that. And then my husband is Hubs. He gets his gas, and we added the new one, eating out. And so groceries is not $800 anymore. Groceries is, let's see, 50, so it'd be $700 per month for groceries. We're going to stay $50 for the pet. And then miscellaneous would be $220 per month instead of $320, because we're taking out the $100 per month for and bringing it down to going out to our eating out. And then, let's see, personal would be $65, and my husband gets $80, and gas gets $120. All right. So I don't have these pre-added, and I'm not going to make you go through adding them up. We can, but it stays about the same every month. There's a little variance, but not a lot. So my account too, I keep on here to keep it in my face. You know, that I have it. And this is transferred over into one of my saving buckets. This is for my annual and biannual fees. And so I save $152 a month to go to those. And then escrow, I save $80 a month for that. My carb maintenance, these are my primary sinking funds that I save for. So car maintenance, I save $50 a month. House maintenance is $50 per month. Health, and that is to pay like for my copays, and I take supplements, vitamin D and some calcium supplement for my osteoporosis. So that just covers the cost of those supplements, and the any other kind of fee I might have outside. That's what I'm adding for that. So I save $50 a month for that. Emergency, I save $50 a month for. And hobbies, because I like to do this. I do like to do saving challenges, and you know, my printer paper and different things that I want to do. this helps me save a bit for that. And I save $20 a month for that. If I choose I want to buy a challenge from someone, that would be really nice, and I can do that. And then I have, my other is giving. I save $50 a month for giving, specifically. And Christmas, I save $50 per month for. My 1 month ahead, I save $81 per month for. Save with Judy is a game that I play on Sundays. And I put away $20 a week for that. And whatever we save with the game with Judy, I put that into my 1 month ahead savings, and then whatever's left over goes into at the end of the month, what I have excess in my wallet and what I have excess in Save with Judy goes into a randomizer, and that goes into my funds that I do not fund on a regular basis, like birthdays, holidays, that's kind of meal things, tech, something on that order. But this right now works for me. So there's 80 for that. And then just regular savings. I used to call it vacation. I should call it vacation, because that's all I think about is going on vacation. Anyway, so that's $312 per month I save for that. And let's see, that's already added up, so that's $1,025. And then if it varies, I'll put it over in the actual for when I close out my monthly budget. And then debt. Okay, so I have one credit card, and that is my Citi. And I have, this is what I spend is my first line. My second line is the minimum payment. So I put that in. And in the beginning of the month, I add extra to it, usually like $100 the first check. So I'm going to write 100. I'll change it if it's not 100. And then when I get paid on the 20th, I want to put, if I could, I would put 600 in then, but I haven't been able to do that, but that's what I wish. So usually between $300 and $400 is what goes in extra for that month. So I average about 500 extra that I place on my credit card every month, besides what the payment is and what I spent. So, and that's it for my budget. So hopefully I can keep it this way. And I just adjust it as I need to adjust it. So, but this budget has been working for me quite well since I started using it. Okay, the next thing that I do is, this is my cash planning. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I was doing it on the one sheet. And I work with this because I really like, I like planning my money that I'm going to be stuffing in my envelopes. So, but sometimes I can't do, I prefer to take money out of my account every 2 weeks. And that's how I work my cash planning, is every 2 weeks. But a lot of times I'm running into where I'm having to I can only do it weekly, because it depends on how my husband gets, you know, how his pay is. So, then I write notes and stuff all over. So I'm not leaving myself any room on the bottom of this sheet, because this is for the whole month, to be able to work. So I think I'm just going to do the 2 sheets. And I have to have the 2 sheets because my second, my first cash planning has certain amount of monies coming out. My second one has a little bit different amount of monies coming out. So I'm just going to put August 2025, and I'm just going to do one on this one. And then this one here will be August 2025, and this will be 2. I'm going to see how this works. So I'm just going to do one of my sheets, and I'll just do my first one because this is what I'm going to have to work on. So I have this on cash planning is for my variable expenses and my sinking funds. So I have groceries, pet, this runs right along the same line, gas, miscellaneous, my personal, hubs, a buffer, my 1 month ahead, my Save with Judy, and my giving, my hobbies, my mini challenges, mini Mondays. Those are my challenges that I do for my car maintenance, home maintenance, health, and emergency. So the money that comes from that goes into those. And then I do Christmas on my first planning of the month, my escrow. I save for increases in escrow. That way my house payment, hopefully I can have enough money for the escrow increase, if there is one. That's what I'm saving for, and that way my house payment doesn't increase. And then I have what is savings. I should change it to vacation. And I added eating out. And then I go through my groceries would be, let's see. All right, so I went down to clear. So I went down to 700, right? On my groceries. Yeah, I went down to 700. So this is the first time I'm planning this out. I haven't planned it out to take out the monies yet. So 700 divided by 4 be 175. 175 times 2 would be 350. That's going to be coming out. My pet has 25 coming out. Gas is 60. Miscellaneous is not going to be that. Miscellaneous will be 220 times 220 divided by 4 times 2 equals 110, huh? I think that was right too. There you go. Clear. And then my personal, the first part of the month is $25. Hubs gets 40, Buffer gets $5. My 1 month ahead gets $54. It doesn't get 54. Yes, it does. 27. Yep. Okay. Because I changed this too, because I added a couple more envelopes. So I'm having to get used to what changes I made. And 40 with Save with Judy, 20 for giving, and 10 for hobbies, $100 for the mini, $50 because I do my Christmas, I take it all out at the beginning of the month that I'm going to save for that, and 40 for escrow, and 156 for my savings and eating out would be 100. And then I go through and I choose what denominations I want to do. And sometimes this can get to be a pain in the butt, but it works for me, and it helps me distribute my money better. So I have to go through and see exactly what I want. Probably for my groceries, I'll get 3 100s and 150. So my pet, this is just an example. I'd use 2 10s and 1 5. For my gas, I always use 2 20s and 2 10s because we pay cash for gas. We don't use card. And for miscellaneous, this one I have to figure out what I want to do because I changed the amount that I'm getting because I shifted money down into eating out. So we're going to see how this works. Anyway, this is an example how it goes. Then twice a month, then I can go in and I have my cash planned out. I fill out my card and I take my husband, usually my husband will take it into the bank when he's going to go cash his check or whatever, and then bring me back the money. So this is my cash planning and my budgeting. And for me, it works. Maybe there's some things in here that may appeal to you to help you out with your budgeting needs. Mine's different because I'm retired. I have my retirement savings. I don't touch it. So I just work with my monies that we have available. And right now, this is very efficient for us. So you guys have a really good day. The next thing I have to do, I have to figure out how much money I saved. And I have to go through and do my cash planning so that I can fund all my cash envelopes for the next 2 weeks. So you guys have a wonderful day. I don't know when this is posted. I'm doing this on the 31st. Okay, bye-bye now.